Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. I asked what this reading is going to be about, and you guys, whew, let me just say, oh my God, the energies from the eclipse. The energies, you guys, the energies. It's a lot. It is a lot that's happening. It's a lot that's shifting. It's a lot. So, if you guys don't know, the eclipse just happened a short while ago. It just happened. My gosh, my energy is still surging from it. I am still in a state of hello. Yeah. What's that mean? I don't know. That's what I mean. My energy is still popping. Brand new whip just hopped in. My goodness. This energy carries with it tremendous potential. Okay. And with that potential, a lot of what's going to happen is really up to you. Okay. Let me push my lappy top back just a little bit. Okay. All right. Hello. I asked what this reading is going to be about, and what I heard is something beyond powerful just happened. I'm assuming it has to do with the eclipse, but I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. I know we're going to find out. We're absolutely going to find out exactly what it is our higher selves want us to know. I don't know if you guys can feel it. It's still going on right now. Well, the area that I'm in, the pathway, the area that I'm in, it's already let me just y'all, it's too hot. It is too much. It is too hot. All right. All right. We just leave it like that. Okay. I need my veins exposed, because that's what's going to cool me off. That jugular, that carotid. It's been a lot of different frequencies that have, that makes, yo, you see, it's starting to see the fucking fibers. Sorry. Oh, bitch, stop. Oh my God. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I can. Woo. I'm starting to get some mushroom caps for shoulders. Love it. I got excited for a second. I'm sorry. All right, let's get started. Let's get this party started. Right. Let's get this party started quickly. Right. Okay. Let's get grounded in this. Let us legit get grounded in this for a moment. Hulkalina. Ocean got all these names for me. Stubberina, Hulkarina. Girlfriend. Okay. Let's just get started. Okay, that makes sense. This feels like it's going to be really profound. Trying to tone myself down quite a bit so that I can really focus on the messages at hand. Dang, this is powerful already. All right. This is powerful. This is powerful. Something happened this summer, right? During this summertime, there were things that kind of interrupted your healing process. Whatever process you're in, um, you gotta let that heal. Okay. I'm a lymph massage my face while you. I will too. Shit. I'm saying right here is a lymphatic cluster all the way up in right there. You wanna like bring it down the masseter to the neck? I'm just saying. Behind the ear is a cluster. Ooh. Mm. I love lymphatic drainage massages. I love it. Oh my God. let me just let me just go ahead, stimulate some of my meridian points. Oh God, that release through my arms. Yeah. Whatever happened this summer, it's something that was intended to halt, block, interfere with your self healing. It feels like this is something that's extended since last summer, right? We allow ourselves to see how this entire year has kind of unfolded from last summer until the end of this summer. It's been something that's really been interfering with your organic process. It is something that has been so ridiculously challenging for so many people. And I mean, it's not that you've been failing the challenge, it's that you haven't realized the challenge that you've been in, right? For that one or two people who think that I wear all sorts of foundation. No, I don't. Right now, all I have is a shit ton of smoky eyeliner around my eyes. But just, it's right there. We got to clean that up a little bit. Clean that up a little bit. So, this whole year has been setting you up for something that maybe you don't recognize just how profound this process is, but it's definitely been a massively profound process. Something's been going on in your life, whatever it is that's been going on, it's been leading you to the places within yourself that you really need to seriously face right now. And it's not it's not that um it's not that you have to face it like you have to fight or smite these aspects of you. No, that's not the sense that I get. I don't get that sense at all. It feels like this is the part of your journey where you can actually see yourself in your full light, like really see who you are, how you are, what you are, right? So, again, it's this thing of like interfering with your entire process, not allowing you to access things that you need to access within yourself. That avoidance is kicking in hard. Well, it was all year. That's okay. That's okay. That period is now done. You are being ushered towards a different space within yourself. What is this new space? It is a space of manifestation. You need to spell it out for yourself. You need to write it down. You need to spell it out. You need to be as consciously, cognitively involved with the creation of a life that is worthy of you as much as possible. Okay. So, for some of you, you're going to begin to feel the draining of the third eye, the draining of the throat chakra, a lot of like post nasal drip, some coughing, sneezing, throat clearing. Depending on how much toxicity is being cleared from the third eye, there's a recalibration that's happening globally right now, along with the eclipse energies. This recalibration is a very, very powerful one. Lindsay was reminding us that later today at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll be doing the Divine Wealth Eclipse fire ceremony. This fire ceremony is designed to harness, I'm still actively harvesting the most potent energies from this eclipse, from the 1010 portal that is still open. The 1010 portal is still open. Do you know what 1010 means? 1010 is indicative of your awareness of the start of a journey that you're going to need to begin to prepare. You're going to need to begin making all these preparatory moves, preparatory considerations, right? So there is something massive underway, ridiculously massive. You got to let yourself flow with this. You got to let yourself begin to be very, very present in this process that you are in. If you're needing a personal reading, if you're needing a biospiritual scan, if you're needing more advanced energetic work, all of the expedites that are available on the QR code and the link in the comments, they are all geared to harness these very elevated energies from the 1010 portal, as well as the eclipse that some regions are still experiencing. This is a very, very powerful period in your journey back to yourself, your journey to this space of understanding and acceptance of who you are, what you are, where you are within your life. A lot of the stuff that we think we know about ourselves, honestly, we really have no idea. We're basing a lot of our perceptions about ourselves on other people's perceptions of us. I don't know if that's the best idea. I don't know that that's the best idea, simply because have you ever really let someone see who you are? I think for most of us, we don't even really know who we are ourselves, right? And the most beautiful parts of us are oftentimes the parts of us that we are the most ashamed of, that we hide so deeply, right? Like my parts, the most intimate parts of me that involve my vulnerability, involve such profound reserves of personal strength, tenacity, refusal to cave into, whatever horrible things are being attempted. Those are parts of me that I've been ashamed of for my whole life. My whole life. And there were certain things that happened over the course of the last several years that have just made me very apathetic towards other people's perceptions of me. Like, I just don't care anymore. That's how I felt. And in that, I began giving myself permission to just be myself and let people witness me as I am. And as people have witnessed me as I am, with no holding back, no nothing, what's happened is people have been able to see those parts of me. And as people have seen those parts of me, they've shown me that it is, I guess, powerful for some people to witness that, to witness me existing in those spaces that I always thought no one wants to see, that no one wants to hear that. And so I've hid it this whole time. Had you asked someone about me years ago, even as recent as 2019, hey, what do you think of Emmy? Oh my gosh, she's just so sweet. All she ever does is help people. She's like the sweetest. She's just such a sweetheart. She's funny and she's sweet. That's all you would ever hear people say. Just sweet, sweet, sweet. No one ever really took into account, like, oh, and she loves us. She's protective of us. But no one ever took into account my capacity to stand up for myself, to speak boldly with authority over my life, over the space that I share with the public. No one had seen that before. It was this novelty spiciness, like, oh, Emmy's so funny, she's so cute, she's so spicy sometimes. Like, no. It's not a cute kind of spice. It's like Thai spice. You ever had that? You ever had Thai spicy? Thai level of spicy? If you have, you know exactly what that means. That ain't no joke. That degree of spice is no joke. And it was only after I gave myself permission to finally, fully, truly be myself that I began to slowly step into a space that is much more inspirational and empowering to whoever needed to see someone existing outside of themselves as a direct reflection of their own internal power. I mean, tell them to ask now. Okay. Okay, Rocket. Rocket wants me to ask you guys, what do you think of Emmy? Be nice. Be gentle with me. I'm trying to return back to a space of gentleness. No, feel free to go ahead and share whatever it is you perceive me as, how you feel about me, whatever it is, even if it's negative, um, whatever you want to share. I would love to get your input. And I don't mean I'm just like looking for compliments. Literally, um, however did you feel, including that I frustrate you, trigger you. I had a lot of people tell me that too. That's okay. That's your perception. That's okay. All right. So as you step into this period of manifestation, you're also stepping into a period of respecting yourself, right? Oh, you guys are sweet. You guys are very, very sweet. As this respect starts to ripen within you, a lot of what's going to happen is the guidance, it's going to come forward. You're going to be able to receive the guidance that your soul is needing you to know. Okay. You need to know yourself in a different way at this point. And I think the powerful thing that's happening is you being shifted out of that space of simply, trying to please others, that space of being scared of how people will receive you, right? Responsibility. You're now in a space within yourself where you're taking responsibility. You're entering into a high priestess, high priest type of function where your guidance comes from you. You are able to guide yourself in ways that are just mwah. Um oh, you guys are super sweet. Oh my gosh. So you guys, my hormones are all over the place. Don't make me emotional. It's hard for me to receive compliments. When I said, "What do you think of me?" I was honestly expecting more um, highly highly critical type of critiques. I know it's obnoxious, but that's literally what I was thinking of, what I was expecting. Um, all right. Let's see. So, as you take further responsibility for the way your life is going, like really consciously creating, right? You're going to be more grounded in the life that's being created for you, with you, by soul. Soul is definitely allowing you to kind of have creative control over the ways things will play out. Just intensification of your awareness of how much control you have over the details of your life. You know what I'm saying? Stability in reverse. So, as you step forward in this, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's happening. Through the winter, there's going to be attempts, global attempts to destabilize. Stay focused in what you're doing. Stay focused in what you're doing. I cannot emphasize that enough. I just, you have to stay focused in what you are doing. In the way you're creating opportunities, connections. It's a lot. There's a lot of like intensification in the shifts that are occurring. I don't quite know how to quantify that yet. Whenever I enter into a space of effort to quantify, it's a completely neutral space. It's a space that doesn't involve insecurities. It's a very like just neutral and objective. Hold on. Let's see. All right. So the death card in reverse, stagnation, slow changes, partial change, inertia, narrowly avoiding a serious accident. You already have all of this energy loaded, pushing you towards something, right? But it's almost like the proverbial they, the powers that be. Through this winter time, right now we're in autumn, they're trying to destabilize in order to create stagnation. Just full on stagnation. Don't don't let it do that to you. Don't. Like oftentimes people who are aware of my work ethic and how driven I actually am. A lot of people who care deeply about me and know the way that I work, they oftentimes are like, dude, she needs to slow down. Dude, bro, you need to take a break. You're doing too much. You're this, you're that, and it all comes from a space of love. And it's this thing of, if you want a life, an existence that goes beyond mediocre, that goes beyond what you think your limitations are, you have to be willing to take action that goes beyond what most people are willing to do, what most people are willing to believe they're capable of. I've done quite a few things that have been things that I should not have been able to accomplish. I should not have been able to achieve certain things simply because I don't have the education, I don't have the certification, I don't have the experience, and yet I was able to do it. Why? Because of the inertia that was built up. Every single recording that would play through my mind of people who don't believe in me. I'm not talking about the people who love me and are concerned and are like, hey, you haven't taken a break in how long? Like, you need to take a break. I'm talking about the people who don't believe, the people who don't care. They're more interested in convincing me that I can't do what I'm already in the process of doing, right? Every time I hear one of their recordings playing through my head, it becomes this thing of, yeah, watch me. I ain't even going to tell you. I just know you're going to watch me and I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. The most recent time that happened was a case of someone who at one point was close to me. And I could tell because, the reality is I'm psychic as fuck, even for myself. I just choose to kind of gaslight myself into thinking I can't read for myself. I can't sense for myself. Yes, I absolutely can. Yes, I absolutely can. I just don't believe it. And in that moment, I could sense that this person, this specific person, they were really trying to prove a point that I would feel their absence to the degree that my whole business would shut down and I would have to come crawling back and beg them to help, that the church that I had just started would falter and fail without them. And you want to know how that played out? You want to know how that played out? Not a goddamn thing happened, not a slowdown, not even a hiccup. There was no noticeable change to my business function. The only thing that I had to do different was turn on the vacation responder. Like, really? You really thought? That's cute. That's cute. Let me go ahead and launch the church. Let me go ahead and bring the right people on board. Let me go ahead and really show myself how stupid I was to think that someone who didn't reciprocate the type of friendship I offer um, was a genuine friend. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I came across something this morning, and I think this is why. Let me find it. I screenshotted it. I screenshotted it. Okay. If I gain nothing by dealing with you, what can I lose by leaving you to fuck alone? No joke. For me personally, I didn't lose a damn thing outside of needing to tiptoe around someone else's feelings and vacation schedule and, no, I'm good. If I gained nothing by dealing with you, what can I lose by leaving you the fuck alone? What are you losing? Are you losing something? Are you losing something, or are you gaining a better sense of who and what you are? You know? I mean, what is it? What's really going on here? What is really going on here? Is this an awareness building exercise that soul is putting you through to help build your awareness of your capacity, your capability, your proper place? Y'all want to see my inner aesthetic? I don't have the patience to do this for myself every day, but I tell you, this is like my inner aesthetic. I love Selkie. Look here. No, let me share it. You guys need to see this. I love this. Is like my flavor for real. For real. If my life had gone a different direction, this would be like my everyday aesthetic. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Okay. Hold on. It's loading. It's loading. Narrowly avoiding a serious accident. You almost dedicated yourself by way of loyalty to something that does not serve you, right? It's just like, ooh, it's not giving. Mindy said, I just had a visual of what badass energy fit I'm in the mood for. Let me see yours. Boo, look at her boots. So this is Selkie. Like, oh my God, babe. Babe, that Empire Waist baby doll action with a tufted couch. Ew. Ew. With puff sleeves. Oh my God. And look at that face. Like you'd never know I have daggers in my hair. Oh my God. Feathers and ribbons. Please. Gilded mirror. Shades of coral. Please. This is my whole ass aesthetic. I'm telling you, if I had nothing else to do in life, I would absolutely be dressed like this doing dishes. Stop. Stop. Every time I'm in some type of mood, I go ahead and I look at Selkie's fall line. I look at Selkie's stuff and I'm just like, boo, please, just sponsor me. Give me your outfits. Oh my God, please. I need my lovelies showcased in that way. I'm just saying. But no, I don't. No, I don't. Because people get weird with me. So I'm just going to be like, I know it's super pricey, but babe, I feel like it's worth it. I feel like it's worth it. I feel like it's worth it. I'm just saying. They have this little like I don't know what is it? It's like this cap sleeve something or other that ties at the y'all y'all I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's worth it. And don't let my husband hear this cuz he will actually get all those outfits and expect me to dress up for him. And I'm going to be like, "No, this is my dishwashing outfit. What are you talking about?" Okay. So, winter, a lot of things needing to be avoided have been avoided, you know. Um there's a sense of something. Um I actually used to make clothes like that. I know how to sew. I taught myself how to sew and so I made some outfits similar. I'm saying absolutely my aesthetic. Love it. Not even joking. Love it. Love it. I love ultra feminine stuff like that. Just like ultra feminine. My husband took me to the store the other day, and I don't go shopping because I hate that. I hate it. I just need a stylist. Just like show me the rack. Yes, no, yes, yes. Smaller size than that. Yes, alter that one. Okay, show me the shoe selection. I was made for that kind of life. I'm telling you, not necessarily for me. um, I did wardrobe for a little bit, wardrobe, makeup, and all of that. But he took me to the store and I was telling him, like, could you help me find a top? And he's totally like, okay, well, what do you want it to look like? And I was like, stuff that I like. And he's showing me all this stuff. And I'm like, no, I don't like that. And then I saw this one shirt. He saw me looking at this shirt and he's like, there you go again with that puffy ass sleeve shit. You love that stuff. And I was like, yes, I do. I love the puff. The puff And then the sheer with a demure neckline. I'm just saying. They didn't have anything I like though. So, meditate and contemplate. You're going to need to meditate and contemplate because conclusions are within reach. You're about to begin to understand why your life has gone the way that it has. You know, like why has your life gone the way that it has? Well, because, because. Hold your vision. You keep losing sight of what it is you're needing to do. You keep losing sight of what it is you are needing to do. What were you supposed to do today, yesterday, the day before? How much of that have you actually accomplished? Asking for myself. What were you supposed to do? I'm serious. What were you supposed to do? How much of it did you do? Did you do enough? Did you do the bare minimum? Did you do a little here, a little there, and then convince yourself this is too much? I can't do it. I'm overwhelmed. I got so much that I need to do. This is unfair. Why do I have to do that? Why do I have to do this? Um, Shots fired, Mindy. No. Gatling gun being reloaded. Yeah. Soul is coming out with a Gatling gun. I have a hair mask on. Let's just let it loose. So, with you being called out for everyone, I know it's not just Mindy feeling called out. For everyone that was called out by soul, what are you going to do about it? Mm? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to go ahead and maybe make it a point to get something done today? Check off a few things on your list of things that you need to do? I mean, what are your other options? To keep saying the same thing? You see, there needs to be a middle ground that you reach, a middle ground that allows you the greatest potentiality while also keeping in mind the genuine need to rest, recuperate, rejuvenate. You know, I have the opposite problem. I don't know when to stop. Oftentimes, I don't know when to stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Rockefeller came to get down, came to get down. It's, you know, it's something that we all kind of need to take accountability for, right? Like, I don't quite understand that struggle where like you won't get anything done. I mean, the only time I get that way um is when I have ignored my emotional needs. I have failed to process what needs to be processed and I'm just now avoiding everything, right? Um but most of the time it's this thing of I could be exhausted AF and soul and it's been a long ass day. My days usually start at like um I don't know. My days usually start at like 5. And I'm usually up and running. And it could be an entire day of just insanity. And then 7, 8 o'clock at night, ready to go to bed. And soul is like, nope, get your ass in the room. You're going on TikTok. And I'm like, ugh, why? And then, of course, I get up and my husband's like, oh, where are you going? You going to bed already? And I'm like, no, gotta go on TikTok. I gotta go on TikTok. Right? Why? Why not just go to bed? Do it tomorrow. Well, because hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Ooh. I'm trying to learn through something right now. Yeah, no. I'm trying to find that middle space of giving someone that I love deeply and who has disappointed me tremendously the space to learn and grow without allowing myself to fall into that known void where you are forever banished from my life. Ooh. I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with the reading. It has nothing to do with the reading. But clearly it has everything to do with it if it's all kind of playing out right now, right? 100% at 12:21, 43:28, 69 2. Take time to breathe out. But again, it's in reverse. Holding in that breath, holding in that pain, holding in the disappointment, the heartache, the heartbreak, the sense of betrayal. What degree of separation is appropriate? What degree of separation is needed? Believe in the impossible, but it's in reverse. That struggle to believe in your ability to overcome the limitations of your behavioral patterns, perceptions, mindset. As someone who could forgive people so easily and so readily and be so patient, overlooking so much, there is also this other component that is so cold, so detached from any type of loyalty and emotion. There is this other part that's like, I'm good. I don't know how it plays out. I don't know how it plays out. I don't know how it's supposed to. Yeah. It's time to take action. It's time to take action because a fiery climax is approaching. You thought it was hard? You thought you were struggling before? You thought that life was such a difficult thing and that you thought you figured it all out, huh? You thought you had made your decisions and that you're going to stick with those decisions. And you thought that you could do things that go against every single fiber of your being, but it seemed appropriate, necessary even, only to realize you can't do any of those things. Not because you're failing, not because you're incapable, but because what you had decided is a direct contradiction of who you are, how you are, your capacity to love, your ability to move with grace, your innate flexible strength, the way your strength is rooted in your flexibility. Something beyond powerful just happened. And what happened is not about it being time for healing. Before you can get to that space of healing, you need to first acknowledge and see clearly the wounds that have festered. You gotta I don't know who I am right now. I just don't. And in not knowing who I am, um, most people would think that is a position of weakness, that is a position of lack of character, lack of strength, lack of clarity, lack of all of that. It's not, because in not knowing who I am and being able to face that and acknowledge that for what it is, a simple state of my current being, that then opens me to the different internal and external conversations that can provide me with new answers to questions I haven't yet asked. Right? Mm. I don't know who I am, yet I know exactly what I'm going to do. You see, what happened was a few minutes ago, someone who I haven't spoken to in a very long time, someone who has absolutely wrecked my trust in them and just hurt me so deeply, messaged, apologizing. I don't know who I am because for a moment I wasn't sure what I would do after the live stream is done, because I swear that person was blocked off my phone. So how the fuck did you message me? Yet they did. And I saw it come through. And I sat here almost crying because it was this thought of, bitch, don't fucking fall for that shit. And as I told myself that, it hurt, the fact that I even thought that. Because that's not how I am. And then came the awareness of how they have received absolute withdrawal of myself and my energy from their life. And I just don't abandon people like that. So I already know what I'm going to do. As soon as the live stream is done, I'm going to respond like I always would. Because it's going to make me feel badly as a person for holding against another person the process that they were in to learn the gravity of my presence and the importance of that presence in their life. I don't do that for just anyone. But when I'm willing to do that for you, I'm absolutely willing to do that for you. It takes a lot for me to go against the way my heart feels. It takes a lot. So, do I not know myself? Or do I know myself and I don't know if I actually have it in me to not be who I truly am? And I think we're at a point where we have to be honest with ourselves about who we actually are, right? Like who we actually are. That's just how I am. That's just how I am. I am tolerant beyond tolerant for the people that I love. And no, I don't need reason to love you. It's just that when I do, I deeply do. And if I don't, you're not going to convince me to. Really acknowledging who you are and how you are and the ways in which this can be a powerful, powerful moment of self-realization leading to self-actualization, which then becomes your divine self-activation. Confidence is your key to success. And you'll never be confident until you actually give yourself permission to be who you are. You'll never have that confidence. That is not something you can fake. You can pretend all you want and convince the people around you all you want, but you know the truth. I've never been more confident in myself the day I allowed myself to be honest with myself about how I lack confidence, but that's never stopped me. My lack of confidence has not stopped me from doing the most important things, being as visible as I am. Do you need to be confident? Or is that another lie you've been sold? That you need to fake it till you make it. That makes you fake. Do it and be it until you are it, right? I invite all of you to look for old videos of me, videos from 2017, 2016. Go find those videos. Go find those videos and you will see a version of me that looks like I'm having some bowel issues, right? You will see versions of me in those videos that don't even sound like me anymore. Why? What do you mean? That's the version of me that believed the least in myself, that didn't just struggle to believe in my gravity, but wholeheartedly believed, beyond the shadow of any reasonable explanation, that I carry an intrinsic gravity. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that I allowed myself to be publicly visible in a period of the greatest amount of fear and not knowing who I am and what I'm supposed to do. Did you know that I didn't do tarot cards, any cards, until I switched over to YouTube? I would just speak. Someone would be chatting with me before the live stream, and I'd be like, oh, okay, you want me to talk about that? Sure, I'll talk about that. Just talk about whatever. No cards involved. That's crazy. Now that I look back at it, like that's how I addressed my fear. Speaking candidly about anything, literally anything. You choose a topic, I'll talk about it. It was only after I became acclimated with being publicly visible and switched to YouTube that I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so insecure. I don't know what to say. Can I do cards?" And Michael's like, "You're fucking weird." And I'm like, "I know this way. I think I need to use cards." And it's literally only now that I look back and I realize, "Oh my god, he thought I was being weird, not because oh my god, I didn't even understand it." I did not even understand it then. He said I was being weird because I was already being a fucking powerful public speaker. And after several years of that, I'm like, I need cards. I need cards. If y'all could see, if y'all could see, I need cards. I need cards. I need cards. It's scary. I don't know who's watching me on YouTube. Right? Hmm. It's funny. That's funny. We don't even know the process we're in until we're completely done with the process. We don't even know the process that we're in until we're completely done with the process. You know why I need cards? I used to believe it's because I have ADHD, which I do have ADHD. I used to tell myself that because of my ADHD, I get distracted very easily. And so the cards keep me focused on the task at hand and the messages, the cards trigger certain topics to be spoken about. The reality is this: it's because I'm afraid. It's because I lack the confidence. Afraid of what? Lack what confidence? You seem confident. No. Um, I'm afraid to be as honest as I can be. I'm not talking about lying. I'm talking about I'm afraid to be as honest as I can be because I know most people are not prepared for the depth of honesty that I can present in a simple conversation. So when I use cards, it at least gives me this excuse of, hey, don't, no, you don't, no. You can't blame me for this shit. The cards are saying it. I'm just delivering the message, which takes away from the gravity of the beautiful profoundness of my brain, the way I see life, my ability to see you as a member of a group and as an individual in that group. I can see many people all at once while also seeing the entire group in its entirety. ADHD is a fucking superpower. It is. I can work on multiple people at one time while also working on the entire group simultaneously. I've tested this before in a public meditation space that I was hosting several years back. And if I remember right, I could focus on upwards of 300 something people, individuals, while also holding space and acknowledging all members of the group simultaneously. So group work along with like 300 individualized sessions at one time. 300 something. It was more than 300 people on that live stream. If these bitches hadn't fucking taken my account down, you guys could have seen the video. I'm just saying, fucking petty ass bitches. They had my account scrubbed. They didn't just have it like deactivated or demonetized. These demon horrors went above and beyond. And yeah, my entire account was completely scrubbed from Facebook like it never existed. You can't look at old messages I've sent, old videos, none of that. It's okay. It's okay. It's not a total loss. Yeah. You don't get to see the process that it took to get me to where I am right now within myself. But you still see the end product. So what does it matter? When we allow ourselves to recognize the gravity of the way we function, there's a gravity to it. This is why people orbit around you. There's a gravity to it. Conscious connections in reverse. You've been so afraid of the way you love, your capacity to forgive, all of these really beautiful, beautiful things about you. So afraid to the degree that you don't trust yourself. So afraid because of your distrust in yourself that you refuse to release the dark wound and let love live. And you wonder why life seems so stank. And you keep holding on to rotting fish. There are some things that don't just need to be let go of. When you have a fish rotting, are you going to hold on to it? No. Are you merely going to let it go. No, if it's still in your home, why would you just let that go? You're not going to leave it in your couch. You're not going to put it in your cupboard. What are you going to do? You're going to place it where it needs to be, the appropriate place. You don't leave your garbage all over your home, scattered everywhere. It's this thing of, I used to have extremely debilitating control issues, the development of pathological levels, clinical levels of obsessive compulsive disorder, right? Like just obsessive compulsive. And as I began to work on that myself, I began to realize my need for an excessively tidy, sterilized home is an expression of an internal circumstance where I feel wildly out of control, disempowered, unrecognizable in my fear of the world. And as I began to really just work on that, I had to work on that quite some time. I have nothing but sons. I don't know if you guys know this. I have a lot of kids and they're all boys. And I recognized in toddlerhood I was causing some to um, begin to develop some OCD type um, perceptions as well. And so that's why I began to really work on it, because it's not fair for my children to be afflicted due to my lack of accountability for the ways in which I am failing to cope with my internal circumstance. And so I worked on it and I worked on it and I worked on it. And I went from needing to be in a sterile, like when I say sterilized home, yo, some of my most cherished belongings at that time was my NSF certified front loader, my front loader washer and dryer. Both were NSF certified sanitation cycles. And my dishwasher too. Okay. Okay. And I swear to God, if I could have got my hands on chlorhexidine, if I could have had some of that, that would be our soap. But I couldn't. And yeah, no, it affected our immune systems so severely. I was constantly spraying all kind of shit in the house, disinfecting all sorts of surfaces all the time. For what? Was it doing what I was intending for it to do? No. No, it was not. It was compromising our immune systems. Hand sanitizer before I wash my hands with antibacterial soap. And it's like surgery, drip dry with my elbow. And then more sanitizer while it's still wet in between the fingers. Just fucking insane. I can laugh about it now. Nothing ever to be left on the carpet. And now it's this thing of like, it is what it is. No antibacterial soap in the house. No commercial sanitizers. I don't think we have bleach in the house. Um, yeah, none of that. We don't use commercial hand sanitizers while we're out. I make some myself. It's just essential oils with isopropyl alcohol and some MCT oil for moisturization. That's it. Spray some of that. And as long as I can smell it on my hands, I'm not spraying more. It's already on my hands. It's an oil. And now the only real rule is, unless the state of the house is overwhelming my senses, overstimulating me, I'm going to just chill out. You got to make sure there's a clear path in the event that there's a sudden power outage and we need to evacuate the home. Never leave stuff that's in a walkway. Leave a mess on your bed if you want, or whatever. But like I said, the moment your mess overwhelms my senses, you better clean that up. You better clean that up, because then you've taken it too far. I can't cope beyond a certain point. Really understanding all that energy that I wasted on sanitizing the home. And my children's immune systems are fucking phenomenal now. Just phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yep. Typically, like last year, we were unknowingly exposed to COVID. And yeah, we didn't get anything. We didn't get anything. Not even a sniffle. And typically, if we get exposed to something enough, um, and one of us starts to exhibit symptoms, I'll put everyone on a protocol. And worst case scenario, a couple people get sniffles for like 2-3 days. But usually it just stays confined to whoever got the sniffles. No one else will get sick. Right. Because why? Because now my energy goes towards the healthy things, not the things that I'm trying to convince myself is healthy, but in actuality is the very thing that's impairing the proper function. How does this apply to your life? How does this apply to your life? In what ways are you excessively applying your energy towards a fool's errand, towards a distraction? Are you excessively worrying, right? Just excessively worrying about this and that, and worry 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 and worry. Okay, but what have you done? What actions have you taken to rectify what you're worried about, to solidify your plan of action? Nothing. You're wasting time. You're wasting energy. My husband gets so irked because he'll go through this thing sometimes where there'll be a situation and he'll be so worried about it and focused on it, and then he'll try and have conversation with me, and maybe like the first 2-3 times he tries to have a conversation with me about it, I will kind of listen and acknowledge and all of that. But anything beyond that, I'm like, we already know the fucking problem. I don't want to hear it no more. We know the problem. What have you done to fix it? And he'll get really like, why are you talking to me like this? Because you keep talking about the same shit. I don't got time. I don't got time. I don't want to fucking stress for no reason. Right? I don't want to. You're not going to drag me back there. No, I don't want to. I'm not going to. No. He can't find something? Like, hey, well, did you check in the bin over there? He goes, no, no, no. I already checked here and here, and it's not there. We don't have any more. Motherfucker, I said the bin over there. I don't give a shit about those bins. You already said there's nothing there. Did you check over there? Why are you so impatient? You're like, don't waste my time. Check in that bin because I think I saw it over there. And then let me know. And he'll go and check and be like, oh my God, it was there. How many days you been stressing yourself out over this? How many days you been stressing out over this? Right? He doesn't do that often anymore because he already knows he's going to get the same reaction from me every time. Have you checked here, here, and here? I don't care where you've already checked because it's not there. Have you checked here, here, and here? Oh, you have? Okay, well, I don't know where it is then. Because I don't know all the answers. And on top of that, I have sensory issues. Like you could put it in front of me and I won't see it. Ew. And see, that's a funny thing because literally, whenever we seriously need to find something, he's the only one who can find it. He's the only one who can find it. See, he's laughing because he knows it's true. He is literally the only one that can find things. But it's that mental space of just focusing on the problem rather than exploring other solutions. Like, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. And that is literally a guaranteed way for someone to get me into a space of just being snarky immediately. Because for real, you know me for more than half my life at this point. Act like you know who you married, baby boo. Act like you know who you married. Okay. You know, another pet peeve that I have. We're just gonna throw Frey under the bus. Another pet peeve that I have is this thing of like you ask me a question and I give you an answer. And then the moment I give you an answer, you negate my answer and tell me no. Like you tell me, you ask me, oh, do I turn left or right? And I tell you, oh, turn right. And you're like, no, 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 I'm gonna turn left. Motherfucker, why you ask me? Why you ask me? To trigger me? Is that what it is? Are we playing games right now? Are we playing games right now? Are you tagging me into the ring? You want all this heat? Oh, you want some smoke? All the smoke. Okay. Okay. I see how it is. I see how it is. He doesn't really do that anymore either. I think I'm totally breaking my husband. He doesn't do that like weird ass man shit anymore. I don't even remember the last time he did that. That's so sad. Daddy, could you do that later today? I miss that version of you sometimes, but only today, not tomorrow, not next week. Only later today. Only one time too. Not before the fire ceremony, because then you're gonna put me in a badass mood. I don't want to be in a bad mood for the fire ceremony. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Card number 39, free from judgment, free to love. You have to really let yourself be free range at this point. What does free range mean? Be a damn wildflower growing haphazardly in the sun, growing in ways that no one else can control. But people don't like weeds, Emmy. The only people who refer to flora as weeds are the people who lack the capacity to understand the medicinal properties and power innate in the flora. I don't believe in weeds. I believe in wildflowers and cultivated ones. There are those who would say that, oh, that's a weed. Dandelion? That shit's powerful. Every component of a dandelion is edible. It's a powerhouse detoxification agent. It's hepatoprotective. Are you kidding me? It provides you with vital nutrients, vitamins, minerals. Are you kidding me right now? That's like serious? Serious? Every time I've had no other option, which has not been very many times, it's still in the single digits. Every time I've had no other option but to subdue someone's extremely heinous magical attempts to malignantly affect my life, um, it's been locally growing weeds that have lent me their metaphysical abilities. Where the flora will speak to me and be like, I love you. Let me protect you. Let me defend you so you can focus on what you need to focus on. I'm here. Allow me to help. Allow me to love you. I love plants. I just do. You know, there was a circumstance that I was dealing with, and it was a really, really bad circumstance. And we needed to weed the property, which is a fucking huge property. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I didn't want to because they're a living thing and they have a right to exist. It was their land first. That's how I feel. And they're beautiful. They're little flowers. Every time I would be in their presence, I'd be like, I love you guys. And then one day, I was outside with Joy Joy, and I was just like, what? Because I heard their essence speaking to me. I don't know if you guys know this. Like, vegans are like, oh, it's so unethical to eat animals. They have feelings, they're sentient. So do plants. I'm not even joking. So do plants. They have a memory. I'll get into that story one day. I've shared it before, but they have cognition. They have a sentience about them. But so these weeds that needed to be fucking fire flamed, flamethrower burned off the property. They're like, "We love you." And I was like, "I love you guys too." So super excited. And then they were like, "We want to protect you." And I was like, "What you mean? What's happening? What happened? What do you protect me from what? What's happening?" And they told me. And so I harvested several vines and I wrapped it around my intentions. And I left the vines wrapped around paper with my intentions to correct what was being done to me on the countertop to dry. And it had been nearly a week, I think. You know what happened? Those vines had no water. They had no water. You know what happened to them? Rather than wilting, they began to bloom. They began to bloom. And then I got weirded the F out because I know about plants. You take away its water source, it's going to die. Well, that's what's supposed to happen. It didn't. It began to bloom with no water at all. And I had to ask quite a few people that I know are very magical. And they're like, that's cool. And I was like, but is that normal? Is that normal? No, but that's cool. And then I began to realize I didn't imagine this communication from the plants. And then one day the plants asked me, do you trust us? I do. Will you allow us? Yeah. And then finally, it began to wither, but not before it instructed me to go ahead and harvest full plant. So I still have that particular species of plant. I still have that, right? I still have this very deep appreciation, very deep love for this plant. It's gone dormant. I know it's not dead. It's gone dormant. It's doing things that are not visible. I replanted it, I potted it, and it comes with me wherever I move to. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Just the other day, actually, um, I was watering my plants outside and I was talking to it and I was like, "Are you still alive? You're looking very like you. Are you still alive?" And then I heard a little giggle and I was like, "You're still alive. You're so silly." And I gave it extra water. right? Allowing yourself to water the things that are so committed to helping you weather the storms, right? After the storm, after the storm, knowing that the storm is the very thing that's being used to terraform the landscape of your perception, allowing yourself to restore and replenish as is appropriate for what you are dealing with. Something beyond powerful just happened and you don't know how to feel about it. What do you feel? Maybe you don't know how to feel about it because you're needing to restore and replenish, right? Oops. Sacred Fool in reverse. You are not to play a fool for anyone anymore. You are not to play a fool, period. You are not to be a puppeteer thinking you're doing people some type of service, nor are you to play the puppet for other people. No, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Going beyond normal in reverse. Going beyond normal. You've been stuck in the same spaces. You've been stuck in the same spaces, and those spaces give you no opportunity to write a new story. The word wants to be written. It's in reverse, so you're not able to do it. The word wants to be written. A new creation is ready to be born from your intentions as a result of your brilliance. But that requires you to open yourself to rediscovery. Thinking you fully know yourself to the degree that there's no room to find new parts of you, that's a major disservice to yourself. You are hindering your growth with that type of practice. Renewal in reverse, not allowing yourself to be renewed, thinking that this is all there is, seeing all sorts of circumstance with the same dusty, musty beer goggles on, right? Can you see clearly with beer goggles? No, you cannot. No, you cannot. You have to allow for alchemy to occur. The sacredness of you using your own hands to rearrange your life, rearrange your perception, rearrange your roster of people that you keep around you. Yeah. I'm not just talking about the roster of people you date. I'm talking about the roster of people you keep around you, the important people to you, right? You know, sometimes I sing my husband this song and he always cracks up. I tell him, I got a brown boy on my roster. He be feeding me pizza and pasta. He thinks it's hilarious. I'm a rapper. No, I'm not. Efficiency in reverse. You've been so highly inefficient with the way you've been handling things because rather than understanding the heat is coming from you, that's part of your creation energy, right? You're thinking life is like a hot potato and you're like, stop, hold your potato nicely. You're going to drop it and then it's going to be all dirty. Hold your potato nicely. It's not burning you. You're feeling the heat, the warmth of what you are creating. I think for many of us, um, we get to a point where we begin to feel the heat of what we're creating, the warmth, and we get freaked out. We got freaked out thinking it's going to burn us, going to injure us, going to this and that us. And then we withdraw our energy And as you withdraw your energy, your ability to create becomes dampened, becomes negatively affected. Well, do something with it. I used to work with a photographer. I was his makeup artist for a while. And he would give the model instruction, crack me up. He'd be like, no, do something else. And then the model would be like, and you would look at me like, what should I do? I'm like, something else. Do something else. And I used to just be like, what do you want them to do? I'd be like, something else. I'm just like, um, try twisting your body in this way. I kind of think that sometimes soul is like that. Soul is just this creative force that's like, you're creating this beautiful visual, right? Bringing to form the visual representation of a potentiality that you are now attempting to bring to fruition. And then soul is just like, do something else. I'm like, what do you mean do something else? What do you want them to do? You need to recognize your patterns. Recognize the patterns that have been filtering through your life, these patterns of wanting things that you're too afraid to go for, right? These patterns of, ooh, soul is, okay, expectation. You're expecting something, but you have your back turned to it. So how is that going to happen? Right? Okay. You have no idea whether what you are forming is right side up or upside down. You're just busily working. It's like trying to build IKEA furniture without the pictures, without the picture instructions. And I mean, I'm sure you could do it because you're a badass. But I'm also pretty sure that you're going to have to take that apart because you're putting something somewhere it doesn't belong. And so you're going to have to take it apart all the way down to that point before you can build it properly. Right? You have to know what it is you're building, at least to some degree. You have to receive the instructions from soul. But here's the thing, soul is like, you can't repeat this same pattern again. What pattern? This pattern of not letting go of the very things that you need to let go of, thinking that if you stick it in your space of shadows, stick it into your space of shadows, that's good enough. No, it's not. I beg your pardon. You are limitless. And to continue to hold on to something thinking you've properly addressed it simply because now it's hidden in shadow rather than laying in plain sight, that's not enough. That is absolutely not enough. It takes you from a space of limitless creation, limitless potential, and puts you in a space of very limited existence. There are things that you're going to be celebrating very soon. Something beyond powerful just happened. And whatever it is, you need to take the time to figure out what opportunity soul is presenting to you. A very powerful opportunity was presented to you. I think the window for that opportunity is about to close. Oh, man. Mm. Oh, man. For some of you, the window of opportunity is about to close. Once that closes, you're going to solidify a very difficult experience. You better make sure. You better make sure you don't miss that opportunity. Like, Man, everyone who I've had this type of conversation with in the past, whether it be like a private reading, private conversation, whether it be um, a friend, family, sibling, whatever it is, I don't know. But whatever it is, when that message comes up of like window of opportunities being closed, it's not going to be good if you keep dragging your feet. Like, I can't even finish my sentences. You're going to keep dragging your feet. I swear to God, you're going to regret it. And they drag their feet and then they regret it. The opportunity passed. There's no more opportunity. Whatever amazing thing your soul has planned for you, it needs to be allowed to come to fruition, at least to a certain degree, before that window of opportunity closes itself. I don't know. I get kind of tired of hammering the same message. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, no. I get tired of it and I'm kind of Michael says emphasize it more. I don't think that matters, to be honest. Because emphasizing it more, repeating it over and over and over and emphasizing it more, it becomes this thing of like, am I trying to convince you? Because that's how it makes me feel. Like I'm trying to convince you. And I shouldn't have to try and convince you to do what is best for you. Right? I shouldn't have to like over and over repeat. Like if you're insecure, you're insecure. If that insecurity is going to block you, then it's going to block you. And that's that. That's that. That's just that. You know? So mm, this is kind of difficult. I don't know who this applies to. Um so it's almost like mirrored soul and transformation. Whoever it was that you thought you were going to do this with, I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's romantic. Um, I don't know if it's business, friendship, family, something, right? Something. You thought that you were going to do this something with someone who you thought was a mirror of you, same integrity, same whatever. It ain't going to happen until they allow themselves to transform, until they allow themselves to go through this transformational process that helps them to better accept whatever the task at hand is. But if they're refusing, if they're dragging their feet, like sometimes what soul will do will present you with that knowledge of, okay, there's something that you need to do. And then if not everyone is on board, well, then soul will redirect you. Whoever it is that's on board, soul will redirect. That's why, I mean, this has happened to me several times already. That's why now I'm like, I'm just very, I wouldn't say non-committal, but I take more a stance, more of the stance of, um, okay, if I'm supposed to do X, Y, and Z with yada, yada, and yada, okay, I'm open. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and I'm not gonna disappoint myself. It is what it is. Um, it just it is what it is. Carrying forward, it is what it is, right? Where I know soul will redirect me at some point, and it'll become this thing of what needs to be accomplished by me will be accomplished by me, but I'm not going to heavily commit myself to specific people being the ones who accomplish it with me, you know? Um, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. So you guys have to have that degree of flexibility where, because soul will honor other people's sovereignty. And if someone chooses to no longer participate or to participate in such a hesitant manner that it's no longer something viable, then soul will direct you somewhere else. It just will. And I used to get so like, no, but no, soul, no. You said. I used to be like, no, soul, you showed me. You showed me this person. How could you? How could you change your mind? Only to realize, like, okay, well, you know, that person didn't progress in the way that they needed to progress. And we have to honor their decisions. And that is just, it is what it is, right? You can let yourself feel the emotions that you feel about things like that. Now I'm kind of like, no, okay. No, no, sure. Okay, tell me what to do now. As I tell Soul, okay, no, okay, tell me what to do then. It sounds like a healthy level of detachment. I try to be detached from the outcome. Baby, what are you doing? You gonna fall all the way down. Walking down the stairs like a chupacabra. I'm saying, y'all, you don't have the proper level of insurance coverage for that type of act. Have you checked your insurance coverage lately, sir? Do you have the appropriate coverage for that type of audacious walking? Walking like you a chupacabra. At least wear a helmet. He just smiling at me like, yeah. Bro. Jesus Christ. Allow yourself to believe, though. Allow yourself to believe that you're not going to be left out in the cold and that the end result will still happen for you. It will still work for you. And it just might be different people that you see at the end. Okay. Final card. Did you see our baby going down the stairs like a chupacabra?
No, but I heard you.
Okay. Could you please let him know we don't have the appropriate level of coverage for that adventure? Yeah.
He said, what's that?
It's called financial responsibility. My little, we're teaching him to be financially responsible. Sir, do you have enough in your wallet for the copay? I'm joking. Look, y'all, you know what this is? Air fried chicken with Okay, let's pull one last card. Oh my gosh. One last card, guys, because I've got to eat. I've got to eat apples and bananas. I wanna eat apples and bananas. I wanna eat kurokuya. Wrong language. Kurukula. It's not Espanol. Kurakula. All right, guys. All right, guys. Kurakula. She is vibrant red, pulsating with the feminine power of enlightened activity, infusing our hearts with her capacity for sacred sorcery to conjure and create according to love's guiding wisdom. To receive the divine inheritance of blessings and support for sacred fulfillment, certain karmic conditions that resonate at a lower frequency need to be cleared away. There's a clearing away that's been happening. You know what I mean? Um, I do rock when I am eating and I'm happy. I eat like this. um, all right. So there's a clearing away that's happening, right? The lesson is to release, to receive. Kurakula symbolizes a time of rapid movement on your life path and freedom to attract what you need and want. However, you must be willing to let go of negativity and that which does not belong in your world. What we've been talking about. What have we been talking about? Right? Kurakula is a shamanic folk goddess who has adopted or who was adopted into the spiritual traditions of Hinduism and Buddhism. Kurakula is one of the Kali Nityas, the medicine goddesses of the waning moon cycle, a powerful sorceress, enchantress, and conqueror of enemies. Hers is the realm of magnetism and charisma, spell crafting, and the power of attraction. She has one face, three eyes, and four arms with skin that is deep red. In Tibetan Buddhism, in Tibetan Buddhist medicine, red is associated with the power to attract and the power to subjugate negative energies. Her hooked sword represents her semi wrathful nature. Hey, what's up, girl? Ooh. Her hooked sword represents her semi wrathful nature. Do I need a scythe? I can be a little bit wrathful at times. Not often. It's usually well deserved too. I'm saying. She can magnetize or repel as needs be, overcoming negativity in all dimensions and from every direction. Kurukula is revered as a beguiling yet potentially ferocious emanation of the otherwise serene goddess Red Tara. With her short fangs exposed and an expression somewhere between friendly and fierce, and her three eyes, she sees all and frightens away that which causes trouble, while attracting that which enhances joy, bliss, and sacred passion. Girl, I'm saying, look at her. Hey, hottie. Hey, hottie. Look at you. Uh, One of the powers that Kurakula bestows is the ability to remain open to life without fear. Sometimes, due to past experiences of pain, we close ourselves off from life in an effort to avoid further harm. In doing so, we may unwittingly close ourselves off from the gifts meant for us. While seeking solitude and sanctuary as a time to heal is a wise practice, we need to take care that we remain open to life. We need to balance a heightened need for personal space, essential for particularly sensitive souls, with healthy and nourishing connections. Otherwise, we could experience depression and profound fatigue through essentially cutting ourselves off from the revitalizing nature of life itself. So, there's all this talk about how, like, you need to allow yourself to be revitalized, right? That's what the previous cards were saying. And if you're not going to hold on to the things that are bringing you forward, but instead have a death grip on the things that keep you bound to the same stagnant spaces and circumstance, well, you know what's going to happen. You're going to stay bound to the same stagnant spaces and circumstance. Kurakula's ability to simultaneously attract the beneficial and repel the negative is an extraordinary blessing. Her spiritual talents allow us to pursue our paths. Hey, hey, Michael. That's so unnecessary. I've been joking around about BPD, right? And how, like, Sometimes Pisceans can tap into like BPD tendencies. This is why we can be so wrathful and be an absolute nightmare for narcissists if we ever feel the need to be, right? And Michael says Kuru Kula sounds very BPD-ish. Hey, maybe she's Piscean too. Hold on. Our spiritual talents allow us to pursue our paths with eagerness, openness, and enthusiasm, while trusting that any exploitative, sabotaging, or otherwise unworthy energies will not be able to cause harm. If you have felt an inner conflict around being open, but have also felt the need to self protect, perhaps due to your sensitivity to psychic energies, the oracle brings peace. In connection to Kurukula, we can be powerfully defended without being defensive and incredibly open without being vulnerable to negative influence. For the sensitives and empaths among us who struggle with picking up unwanted energies from others, she is a glorious savioress. She empowers openness combined with effective boundaries. This brings more peace and relaxation to the heart, which in turn enhances our capacity to attract what we wish into our lives. Wild Kuru Kula carries a bow and arrow, which symbolizes her power as a warrior goddess and her ability to set us on the right course. Her aim is always true, her delivery swift. When we connect with her in a reading, our progress shall be rapid like the arrow speedily flying through the air. We shall hit our mark because our direction is correct and our focus honed. Remember what I said? You need to focus. You need to focus. Okay. Her presence supports us to gain clarity on where our energies need to go and clear away distractions or ineffective methods and strategies. When she appears in a reading, be ready to move swiftly on the opportunities that arise and feel faithfully aligned with your heart. Her presence also signifies that if something isn't resonating, then do not hold on out of fear. Let it go. Trust that divine knows how to resolve any complicating factors. Despite her status as a goddess of magnetic attraction, Kurukula doesn't resonate with clutter. Her fierce side repels it. This allows us to align our energies with what is truly serving the soul and to have the courage to release everything else if it hasn't already been cleared through circumstances beyond our control, which tends to be evidence of her protective divine handiwork. Release and you shall receive. Okay. Um, it's spelled the way I think it's ocean. Is it ocean? Yeah, the way ocean spelled it. Kurukula. Freaking Michael. So guys, just really let yourself let yourself do everything that you need to do in order to be as fortuitous as you are destined to be. In about an hour and a half, 2 hours or so, I'm going to be doing the Divine Wealth Eclipse Fire Ceremony. If you would like energetic work, a reading, or maybe a scan, go check it out. Click on that QR code and click on the link in the comments, and it'll take you straight to the page. I'm going to be going live wherever it is you're seeing me right now. I'll be live there. And if you'd like something done, if you'd like some type of reading or service, click on that. Check it out. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys again.